Don't adjust your screens. I know, it's not normal, but we have a G-Wagon here and some dirt. Not just any dirt, some Malibu dirt. So I know you're used to normally seeing these at Starbucks in Malibu and Whole Foods in Malibu, but here we are in Malibu, in the dirt with the G-Wagon. Now I have to admit, I didn't give this thing a fair shake. I was judging it based on the people driving it, not judging it based on the actual vehicle. And every time I would see one, I would scoff at it because I kept thinking, man, you know, they've got this capable vehicle and they're not even using it for an eighth of its capability. But recently I had the experience of being able to kind of daily one and use it for very extreme type driving. That you would not normally do with it, but in order to do that I had to drive it every day to the spot we were doing that. And then it hit me. I was like, now I get it. And so it made me think, because of course, why I'm not just going to leave it at that. I got to think about it. So I'm going to think, well, why am I now feeling so good and warm about this vehicle? And then I realized it. What Mercedes has done here is use the American hot rod equation to make a vehicle that is, it's practical in a sense, but it's way more capable than what people need it for. And the reason why I think that they've used the American hot rod equation, so what they've done here is they've taken a relatively small vehicle, not very big, and they've shoved a motor in it that shouldn't really be in it, a 4-liter bi-turbo V8. The one before this had a 5.5 liter, well, the G550 did, had a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8. Same kind of thing though. And the engine's so big that you had to run the exhaust outside of the frame rails, and then they run it down, you know, like side pipes, and then out behind, or right in front of they dump it right in front of the rear wheel. And to me, the only people I've ever seen do that is hot rodders. American, red-blooded hot rodders. And so that's what I think. Because it doesn't drive that well. Steering is, it's like I think right. I think we're going, you know, I want it to go right, and I'm telling it to go right, but maybe it's going right. And then because of the weight of the vehicle and the top heaviness of it, yeah, we're going right. You know, you feel, oh, we're going right. It's more of a suggested type of a steering, so it's not sports car-like at all. But yet, incredibly fun, and you're always driving around with a smile on your face. So then, now I get it. I mean, $120,000, I don't really seem to understand. They start at $120,000. Everybody always goes, oh, 120, that's like the really optioned one. No, that's start. Base price, $120,000. Of course, you get your lockers, your 3 lockers, your front, your center, your rear. You know, starts with a 4-liter bi-turbo, 416 horsepower engine, 450 pound-feet of torque. So it's not slouching in the power department. I think that's, if you want to compare it to something else similar that's on the market, the only thing you can really compare it to is the Wrangler. You know, because it's a body-on-frame construction, and it's all front and rear axle. Other than that, I really don't see what is garnering it that much more money. And the fact that if you go on the Mercedes-Benz USA website, it starts at a higher price than the AMG GT. So I don't get it. I don't get where the price comes from. But I get why people like them. And they're incredibly popular, especially in the Southern California area. And I just think for driving around these roads and you want something enjoyable to drive, I think people see them and they see other people have them and then they go, I gotta get one of those. And then they go and they drive it and they don't know why they're having such a blast driving it. But I think that's really what it is. It's a blast to drive. It's not enjoyable. I guess having a blast is enjoyable, but it's a blast to drive. Bottom line, that's it. And if you can afford one, I don't see why you wouldn't have one.